everybody, it is Calxiyn here, and welcome to Fan Expo 2020. Today we are here with the writer of RWBY. I don't know, can you believe that? Can you believe one of the RWBY writers is here with us today? Everyone else was sick, so unfortunately they couldn't make it, but they sent Hunter, so it's
Miles
amazing.
has his band.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
so,
Eddie was busy with his 16 other jobs. Carrie and Kirsty both have a specific version of COVID that only affects people whose first name starts with the letter K.
Oh my god.
It's really unfortunate, and so I was the only one here, but that's fine. Because I am the secret key of RWBY.
It's true.
I am the master hand. Everything was me from the very beginning.
We asked you over on Twitter to send your questions to Hunter, so Hunter could answer these RWBY questions. We're gonna have a little RWBY AMA for you all.
And this is all canon.
Yes, it's all canon.
All canon.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah, none of it is not true. All of it is true.
You can put this video in the fan wiki and cite it.
Exactly.
Because it's the truth.
All right.
Okay.
So, first, from Sana Freeman, what was the reason for the Freezerburn divorce? Now, for some of you that need some context, all right, a fellow writer, Eddie Rivas,
good friend of mine who I know personally.
Good friend who Hunter has definitely met before. Eddie posted on Twitter a couple months, when COVID time, anyway. So, Eddie posted that Yang and Weiss would be the couple that, like, he ships, but would also get a divorce. And so, what was the reason, Hunter?
Well, because I know Eddie so well, we understand that, you know, the pussy's too good.
The pussy's too good? Can you explain that?
Blake.
Oh, Blake, okay.
So,
Blake,
Yang
the
has...
pussy or Blake's pussy?
Both.
Okay, both.
And so, Yang is committed, but she does have wandering eyes. And, Weiss isn't around. She's working too hard. Yeah. And, who's there?
Weiss is leaving
Blake,
her at work with the...
She's an author. She has a lot of spare time, so they eventually hook up. And honestly, when Weiss figures out she's upset, but she's not that upset, because she understands that, like, she'd do it too. Yeah. She just didn't think Blake was, like, an option. Like,
you just look and you're like, I get it. That person, yeah.
But, they did a prenup, so they more or less, it's amicable. They didn't have kids. It's not
like Yang's getting all that Schnee money.
Yeah, Weiss stays in Atlas. Yang moves back to Patch with Blake. She spends more time with RWBY and her dad.
It works out. It's okay.
And then also, like, Weiss ends up being like Keith Richards, just has this roaming band of, like, naked, beautiful women.
Okay.
She becomes like, so, like, everyone's happy at the end. And at the end of the day, it's like, ha ha ha, like, the cat got your tongue. Like, everyone's chill.
Okay. So anyways, let's move on to the next question. Thank you for that wonderful question. With his plethora of business he runs in Vale, which did Shopkeep actually go to school for?
And a lot of people asked this. A lot of people wanted to know his backstory.
We all want to know about Shopkeep, okay?
We have it written down. Ostensibly, what happened is that he was born in Vale.
Right.
And from a very early life, he knew he wanted to sing. Mm-hmm. He wanted to be in the theater.
Okay. He
right?
Little.
So he had a performing arts degree.
Me. Anyway.
Unfortunately, he was a great singer. Yeah. Terrible stage presence.
Oh.
Looks at his shoes a lot. Very nervous.
Doesn't use his arms. Okay.
Shakes,
We got a lot of this.
Can't act for shit.
All right.
He was never gonna get into, like, he got into the theater program on the basis of, like, we can teach you how to dance. They couldn't teach him how to dance.
Wow, this is feeling really personal, Hunter. I wonder if the RWBY writers were inspired by anything in particular.
He was going to go, okay, but then his father that he has a really struggling relationship with, once again, not related to anybody.
Not related to anyone in the room.
Runs a very successful branch of dust businesses throughout Vale, and he's like, no son of mine's gonna be a fucking singer.
Yeah.
Right? So he then goes into the Dust family business, and he takes over the Dust family business. The only problem is that he's terrible at it.
Okay.
So by the time you see him at the start of Volume 1, when RWBY's in the store, right, that's the last store that he hasn't destroyed.
We're getting to the last straw.
Exactly. He shuts it down briefly after that, like, invasion, when she basically destroys that glass.
Oh, okay. So it's RWBY and Roman's fault.
That broken glass window is what destroys him and his business. Right. He then gets the job at the noodle shop, which you see in Volume 3.
Oh my god, this makes so much sense.
And then after destruction of Vale,
chronological order.
After listen, I told you I'm a writer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just excited.
I'm
like,
sorry.
Look at this.
Do you think this is shit
makes
post?
so much sense. Okay.
Anyway, adults are talking, please. And so then after the events of RWBY Volume 3, when Vale's destroyed, rent like drops dramatically.
Right.
So he's able to afford to go back into the dust business.
And
so that's why when Glinda shows up, you see him buy.
He would have a monopoly. All these huntsmen need to fight all these Grimm that came to Vale. So
so
the dust would be booming.
It's kind of like how like the COVID-19 crisis caused like my
hand
sister
sanitizer?
or like my sister to get a boyfriend, and it's just like it was terrible for everyone else, but at least you have a boyfriend.
I thought you were gonna say, because this is so random, but the people that we live next to, they manufacture hand sanitizer, or they run a factory that manufactures hand sanitizer, and so since COVID happened, it was like so that's the only thing I can think of is that, there's lots of Grimm.
They're in the right business.
Dust, okay? So
he's in the right business.
I really
I know your neighbors, and I'm inspired. I take things.
Right.
But that was the only thing I inspired.
We can't legally say that. We can't say that.
Yeah, no.
No one has been inspired by a real person ever.
Being a failed musician and having a strained relationship with your father didn't take that from you.
No, of course not.
Yes.
And so let's move on to the next question. Was
Sun Blake's gay bestie? No.
Oh.
No. Sun is Blake's straight bestie. Oh. Everyone has one.
Okay.
You keep them for like camouflage.
Right.
And like to be safe in a pack.
Who's my straight bestie? Is it Arnold? I guess it is.
I guess it's Arnold.
Yeah, I guess it's Arnold. I think Arnold's only the only straight person that I know.
Arnold's my straight bestie.
Yeah, I guess so. We just...
So basically, Sun is Blake's Arnold.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Right. In your case, though, not mine.
I'm sorry. I don't understand how I'm...
Anyway, no, it's because I'm dating Arnold.
You're dating Arnold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess we didn't talk about this before the interview started. Anyway,
I'm just saying, this is serious business, goddammit.
Yes, I know.
You do not bring in personal.
Right. All I meant is that it would be awkward if Sun and Blake were dating while Blake is dating Yank.
Yes.
Right. So it's more like Sun and Blake are
it's
more
like how I'm
Hunter
dating
and
Arnold.
Oh gosh.
When you're dating Arnold.
Okay. So anyway, and so yes, we all get one straight bestie, and Sun is the straight bestie. Everybody else in RWBY is gay. Has Ozpin ever said fuck in his Ozpin, not Ozma life? So they mean Professor Ozpin. They mean silver hair.
Yes, he's sworn a lot. Also, because like he was a drinker for a while. There was a lot of belligerent swearing.
Do you think he's learned a lot of swear
has
words?
Never sworn. He in fact doesn't know what fuck is.
Right. But I will ask, and to add on to I didn't say the person that said the last question. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's gone now.
Fucking amateurs.
I know. I'm sorry. Mary asked this question, and I will add to Mary's question. Do you think that Ozpin, because he has accumulated so many lives, that he uses like historical swears, if that makes sense? You know what I mean? Like, I know in Shakespeare's time they had different swears. I don't know what they are.
He would like be biting people's thumb at...
Right.
He would be biting his thumb at people, and
they just don't know. They just don't know what it means.
What the fuck's that about?
All right, so he's using like the ancient Greek swear words. Okay.
Yes.
Also, does Ozpin like Cats the musical? Now I know that you saw Cats actually.
So I feel like Cats the musical
is
the type of thing that diegetically would not make sense within the world of Remnant, because there exist Cats people. It's faunus. It would be racist. It would basically be like a kind of minstrelly. So I feel like he would be, if he watched that, he would be very offended on behalf of faunus people.
All right. Well, that's very good to know. What happened to Dr. Polendina and Maria up on Amity Tower after the penny fell to
all right,
Earth?
Calxiyn. God damn it. We said that we were going to be professional.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Oh,
that is the one thing I asked for. And you're laughing now.
What happened to them? I had that question as well, actually.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do you want me to just tell you how the show ends?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, because you don't just tell people how it ends.
I mean,
you have to experience it.
I think though, Hunter.
You don't I don't just tell you, oh yeah, Dr. Polendina and Maria is like, they're fine.
Yeah.
What's the fucking joy in that?
But I think the reason
you wait and you listen and you experience. God damn it.
I think that some people thought that maybe, the other RWBY writers would not answer spoiler questions, that you may be more willing to answer a spoiler question.
Those fucking clowns, all right? that I'm contractually forced to deal with.
Oh.
Do that all the time, and I want to. Anyways, next question.
Oh, okay, so we're not getting an answer to that one. How unfortunate.
No, you're not.
I would like to know. All right, let's take a look at what was Mercury say. Is this a spoiler question before his dad took it from him?
No, that's fine, because you'll never find out unless I tell you.
This is from Black Omen?
I've taken this from the archives one moment, because I give a shit about my fucking job.
No problem. All right.
Okay, yes. What is Mercury's semblance? It was a very unusual semblance.
Okay, what was it?
Basically, if he concentrated hard enough, right, he could get his right thumb either shrink or enlarge.
But just his thumb?
Yes.
Okay, nothing else can shrink or enlarge?
Yes, just his thumb. And it would to the degree in which the temperature is above 0.
Right.
Celsius. So like,
does Remnant use Celsius?
Yes. Okay. Remnant runs on metric.
Okay.
So let's say it's like chilly, it's like -15.
Right.
Right? Then if he holds up his one thumb to the other, his right thumb, and he concentrates, it'll be 15 centimeters shorter.
Right.
Than his left.
Well, good thing it's just his thumbs and not any other bodily
what bodily parts would he?
I don't know. I don't know.
What? I don't understand.
I meant grow, not shrink.
Is there a body part that shrinks when it's cold? I'm not.
Well, no. I just meant it's good. It's good that it does not affect other parts. Even if Mercury may want those other parts to grow bigger.
It is remarkable. Is remarkably similar to how like Mercury works in old thermostats.
Oh!
How it expands and contracts.
Oh, that's so smart! Oh my god. The writers of RWBY, they're just so talented, guys. Like,
writers.
I know.
Plural. Ha, that's funny.
Oh, sorry. Hunter gave us that one. Could it also
and
be...
it's also possible that that's like, his name may have affected that.
Right. Could it also be like a Mercury in retrograde? Have you ever heard that before? In like astrology, like the Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know what it means.
I don't know what that means either.
But I think it's coming closer or further to the Earth.
I focus on important things like the size of thumbs.
Right.
Of fictional characters.
I'm sorry.
I would say that also much of Mercury's angst surrounding losing his semblance isn't about losing his semblance.
Right.
It's rather the fact that he never had a semblance worth a damn.
Oh.
Yes.
That's so sad. And everybody thinks he must have had something really cool for it to get stolen, but yet,
no.
That's
honestly,
tragic.
his dad was just being quite a jerk.
Hopefully we see some Mercury backstory in RWBY Volume 9. All right. And so,
what did I tell you?
I know. I'm not saying you have to answer. I'm just saying I hope that maybe we would love to see it. Who has the best hair out of all the protagonists?
That's subjective. I'm personally
you can say for yourself.
I'm personally fond of Yang's.
Yang's hair?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that it's very wild. It's very much like her. Mm-hmm. I think it works.
That's a very solid answer. I thought you were going to say Shopkeep, but that's okay. What do you think is the right time for a bumblebee kiss?
When I fucking say it is.
Okay. Next question. Thank you, King K, for the question. Where are Jinn's nipples?
It's a children's show.
Right. Okay. But where are they?
Okay, so this is what I imagine.
And Sun's nipples have also disappeared, and he's a human.
Okay, well, first off, Sun is a transgender man. He has had top surgery. You lose your nipples sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yes, that happens occasionally.
Oh, okay.
And then with Jinn, she does in fact have nipples.
Right.
But they're rather flat.
Oh, okay.
Not the perkiest.
They're like inverted?
Just flat. It's not. Flat. Well, it's quite warm.
Right.
In that little shadow dimension she's at.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So she always keeps it warm.
So it's warm, and that she's kind of in like a blue spandex mesh suit.
I was actually thinking
that's very much so like her skin color.
Oh, okay.
So people think she's naked, and she's like, she's naked. She's not naked. She's in fact.
That's a good answer.
Covered up quite
especially because I thought the same thing. So we love being right.
That's what you want. You only ever want to listen to people that have the exact same feelings as you do.
Yeah. Why is the RWBY fandom so toxic?
Because you're in it. Next.
Oh, okay. Let us go then. We actually have a question from one of your fellow writers, Kersey. She's asking what did happen to Ciel Soleil, who, that's, been a very big, I don't want to call it a controversy, but there have been some RWBY tubers that have been very vocal about their dislike for the fact that Ciel never returned.
This is...
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a hard subject for you? Oh, okay.
She was very important to me.
Oh!
Because I, too, am very bothered when people won't shut the fuck up and just do what I want them to.
Right.
And take forever, so she was a very personal character for me.
Right, she was like your
And so I wanted to have a kind of episode that talked about her. But they cut it.
Oh.
So I guess now is the opportunity.
To come clean and...
To share.
So it wasn't the writers that they forgot her, it was budget
yes,
cuts.
it was budget.
Can you tell us what would have been in that episode?
Yes, okay. Snyder gets his a second cut of Justice League.
Yes.
But I can't get
the
Ciel Soleil cut.
Right.
Ridiculous.
So,
okay.
What did
Ciel
happen?
Soleil was a no-nonsense business lady in the big city of Atlas.
Okay.
No time for relationship or friends or family or romance.
This does sound a little personal.
When you report directly to Ironwood himself, she was a responsible person. She had the weight of the world on her shoulders. She had to look after Penny.
Yes. Much like the very busy writer of RWBY.
I don't like allegory.
Oh, okay.
I'm at death of the author. Anyways.
Right, of course.
Despite her massively fucking up when she lets Penny die, for the first time, not the second time, she's free from that one. Wasn't my choice to do that. She was even more dedicated to protecting Atlas. She said, you know, I made a mistake, but I'm in it. That's her backstory. That's why she's so desperate to support and protect.
So she doesn't want to fail again.
Until, what's this? A letter from an estranged grandfather that lives in rural Vale telling her that she is the sole recipient of his will and will inherit the family apple farm. Now she has to leave her big city living behind and muck it out in the country.
Do you think that this would be worthy of
What hijinks will ensue? Will she fall off a horse? Will she step in paint? Will she engage in other generic forms of slapstick comedy? Will she become scandalized by her rough and humble local population? Will she fall in love with the rugged farmhand / bar owner, Michael, haven't considered the last name. I hate that stupid colored name rule. As they fix up the family farm in time for the town's Thanksgiving festival to learn and appreciate the small things in life and also discover the true meaning of Christmas.
Will she win the pumpkin pie competition?
And then I pitched this to the higher-ups.
Right.
Bernie's, and Kersey was in the meeting, and she knows.
She knows.
And she knows that I said that, and they laughed. And they laughed, and they said, no, Hunter, that sounds like a fucking Hallmark movie. It is not a Hallmark movie.
So, as we can see, it's...
Hallmark movie? What's even a Hallmark movie?
It is a very sensitive topic, but at least now...
I just wanted it to be happy.
As a fandom, we can have some closure. Okay, Ciel is living happily on this apple farm, making pies and trying to win the
She does win. She does win. She's ingratiated to the community.
The pie contest festival.
Because they respect her determination.
Well, would you compare this maybe to like a Gilmore Girls vibe? Like, the town in the Gilmore Girls, kind of that vibe, something like that?
Hallmark was bad enough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Then you compare it to the Gilmore Girls.
Oh, I thought Gilmore Girls was
I'm
nice.
writing serious art here.
Right, I'm sorry.
And you're comparing it to middle of the road trash. Like Gilmore Girls?
God, okay. I didn't know we had such strong feelings about Gilmore Girls, but
I was kicked from being a staff writer for the remake.
Oh, okay.
I'm bitter.
That Kaito Dan has asked, what was Penny's plan to stay at Beacon? Remember, I'm sure you remember as being one of the writers of RWBY, of course. But, she wanted to stay at Beacon instead of going back to Atlas before she died. So what was she planning to do? That's not a spoiler question. She's dead.
I think she just, just wanted to have, be with friends. And people that respected her and loved her and respected her work and gave her dignity and a sense to... Next question.
Okay. Well, so it seems like Penny was just gonna vibe with her friends. Why mythical Grimm exist, but no mythical faunus, says Miku.
They're fauna. They're just people. They're not monsters.
No. I think she means that there are mythical, Grimm types, but why can there not be, like, a phoenix faunus? Right? Like, to have a faunus trait or something such as that.
Listen, odds are very similar. For a faunus to exist, those animals, same animals, need to exist in the world of RWBY. If Phoenix is going to exist in the world of RWBY, the faunus cannot become a Phoenix. RWBY.
Right. Okay. So basically,
it's a Phoenix faunus.
The mythical Grimm is just Grimm specific.
Yes. As to whether or not Phoenixes do in fact exist in RWBY, no comment.
Okay. Well, thank you. It would be pretty interesting if there were some mythical faunus out there, just very rare, just like one, like the smallest percent of rarity. Just an idea for you if you would like to take that. What do you?
Listen, I don't take notes of people who pay my paychecks. I'm not going to take notes from you.
All right. So what do you think Jaune will do when he sees RWBY again, knowing how much Penny meant to her? I know that's kind of a spoiler question, a little, but you could, a vague emotion.
I mean, okay, so RWBY and Penny very obviously loved each other. And
right.
Jaune witnessed her
is
death.
this a confirmation of LGBT characters?
You were paying attention earlier when I said everyone else is gay except for some, right?
Oh, right.
Is this just money for you? Is this a YouTube video for you?
I just wanted some clarification.
An argument will very likely occur. It seems obvious. I mean, how would you write that scene in any other way?
Right.
Is she going to be like, wow, Penny would do that? There's some holes in that story, because stabbing?
Right.
Yes.
Of course. Of course. So let's move on.
Yang's not there. If Yang was there, a pun may have been made.
Is Jaune related to Ozpin and Salem, says Loki.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? Like, Ozpin, yes, but it's not that special.
Right.
Like, Ozpin is the Genghis Khan of Remnant.
What does that mean?
Have you ever gotten, one of those... A lot of people will... If you go on Ancestry.com, where you do the spit test and it'll show you your genetic background... Right. There's the FAQ section.
Yeah.
And on the FAQ, it says, I have 2% Mongolian DNA. And the answer is Genghis Khan.
Oh, so Ozpin has just been fucking people?
He's been around for thousands of years and hundreds of generations, and he has boinked a lot of people. There are very few people on Remnant, all different people, all different places. There's very few people in Remnant that don't have a sliver of Ozpin in them.
Right. But, those would be Ozpin's... bodies, though.
Ozpin's body, not necessarily him.
Right.
So there's no real genetic imprint on it.
But Jaune may be distantly related.
Yes, but Jaune is presumably distantly related to someone who at one point was Ozpin.
Right. Okay.
Yes, but then again, everyone is.
Right.
It's not impressive.
What about Salem? No?
No. Well, because, in the new world,
right.
In the old world, this was a period of time when they weren't, they were just regular people before he had gotten around. He was a very monogamous person at the time.
So, who is the Spring Maiden before Raven? This person actually left a lot of questions, so we will rapid fire through them a little bit.
Yes.
Winter Chill has asked, who is the Spring Maiden before Raven?
Once again, going through the notes quickly.
Yes, but we'd like to see what's on the back of this clipboard. It seems like a Hannah Montana sticker, but anyway.
They loathe me.
Oh.
They give me the juvenile.
I see. Well, you are the newest addition to the...
Newest edition! Listen to yourself. I was there from day one. How dare you contradict me? Anyways, the Spring Maiden before Raven, her name was Manila Numerals.
Manila Numerals?
Yes.
Okay.
She was a first year accounting major at Haven.
Oh.
That's another thing, is that there's often, you only see the combat schools because... all they want is violence and combat, but really it's... There's an accounting school. On her first aid class, she accidentally stumbled into a secret room holding that was holding the then dying Spring Maiden. Lionheart forgot to close the door. When she was...
So that was the Spring Maiden before her and Raven, all right.
When she was lost looking for an Econ 101 class.
Of course.
Unfortunately, the Maiden was just in the process of kicking the bucket when she walked in, and then she ends up getting the Maiden powers.
That also explains why she was so weak, as Raven puts it. All she had was, the
forces
econ
her
major.
into combat position of the school. It goes horribly, truthfully. and she runs away, where she is eventually picked up by Raven and her band. It doesn't go as bad. She lives about 3 years with them. I mean, she fails miserably at being a warrior.
A maiden.
But she was quite good at, like, the roaming band of marauders was never more organized than when she was around.
Right.
Because she can't hold a weapon, but she can, like, really work an Excel spreadsheet.
All their taxes were in order.
All of their taxes. Well, that's the issue, right? Is that she didn't want to pay taxes.
Right.
Right? But, like, you're accounting, you have to pay taxes. And she morally refused to cook the books. And so Raven cut her head off.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Took the powers for herself. She also wanted to unionize the place. Raven wasn't great for that. So now those guys still don't have dental.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is not something I also feel about Rooster Teeth.
So, does Clover Ebby is gay?
Yeah, but he's a cop, so does it even count?
Does Sienna purr?
Sure.
Is Tock Tyrion's grandma?
No.
Has Ozpin ever asked Jinn to step on him?
No.
Does Ilia... Why not?
She floats.
Oh, yes, of course. Does Ilia have a chameleon tongue, too?
No, every faunus has one
trait.
Faunus trait. She could, presumably, just split her tongue like a person would, like you or I would.
Is there cosmetic surgery and remnant for those sorts of things? Could you give yourself more animal features if you wanted to?
Seems peculiar.
Okay.
But, I mean, I suppose not. Sienna tattoos stripes on herself.
Of course. Okay.
So I don't see why she couldn't split her tongue.
Has anyone asked Salem to step on them?
No. Also, she floats.
Salem?
Yeah, she glides.
Right, of course. Was Vernal actually a tsundere for Weiss?
Vernal has a kind of a difficult grasp on their sexuality.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they understand that they can be like nice to someone.
Right.
They're like the boy likes or the girl likes the boy, so the girl picks on the boy.
Right.
That's her.
Okay.
So a little more than tsundere. I detest anime in all its forms.
Oh.
And I want nothing to do with their little words and terms into my art.
Right, of
So
course.
I refuse to refer to her as a tsundere.
Okay. In the ship going to Vacuo, who is responsible for the songs? Tyrian or Mercury? And this is from Kaozi.
Tyrian enjoys singing.
Oh,
karaoke.
so there is no radio. Tyrian is singing.
Yeah, the karaoke.
Oh, okay. So Tyrian is singing the entire time for this
yes.
plane flight. If you, we God, and RWBY, what would you do from Omega?
I am not going to respond to someone who can't even use correct grammar to me.
Okay. I'm very
sorry. I'm not going to dignify
Omega.
that with a response. Is this the best that your audience can do?
Unfortunately, it does seem that way. Does White Knight stand a chance? Please be nice. I like White Knight. That's Jaune and Weiss.
Why are you referring to them as White Knight?
That's their ship name. He is her knight in shining armor. Does that disgust you?
Sorry, the phrase ship bothers me deeply. On a deeply spiritual level.
Pairing. White Knights. White Knights.
It all seems very base and fanficky.
All
the
right.
answer is probably not.
All right. What is your favorite kind of dust?
Cocaine.
All right. So they didn't say ruby dust.
It worked. Listen, it worked for Stephen King. It works for us.
Will Roman come back like a Grimm Nemesis? That is a reference to Genlock.
I'm not familiar with Genlock.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's probably better if you're not. So
okay.
we'll just move past that.
Okay.
These were my questions. Can RWBY and Weiss still win? I'm sorry. That's another pairing.
Defeat.
Together.
Who do you everybody want? Why have everyone so obsessed with shipping? Why can't it just be like a polyamorous 80-way between every named character in RWBY?
Okay.
Why not? Because nothing matters anymore, right? You don't have a choice. You write two characters and you don't want them to bang, and then everyone writes them banging online.
Sure, yes. And so you support a polyamorous RWBY X Weiss X Blake situation or something of that nature?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, what is Sage's semblance? You know, a lot of people were very upset that in the RWBY book that Sage was not given much of a semblance or dialogue or really
Have you ever walked in, I don't know, someone's office?
Sure.
Maybe they're a writer.
Right.
For RWBY, and they burn a lot of incense, Eddie. And you walk into the room, and it burns your eyes horribly.
Right.
And you say, God damn it, Eddie. I cannot work in this environment.
Does Eddie like his charmed aroma candles? Is that what it is?
It feels like mustard gas, and I'm not appreciative of it, and I imagine Sage would do something similar.
Oh, I see, because his name is Sage.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So, like, you know, the incense comes from his skin and blinds people?
Right,
okay.
Yes, and it blinds reasonable people, and it is beloved by the least reasonable people in the writing.
One of our patrons said, what is your favorite semblance and Grimm as a writer?
As a writer?
Yeah, like what's your favorite, to write or to, that you enjoy personally?
I enjoy Crow's bad luck because I love punishing people.
Right.
And that just gives me a great opportunity to do it. Favorite Grimm? I like the tentacle ones.
Oh, okay. Salem's little...
Yes. I'm fond of the tentacles. Because I look at Lionheart. When I wrote that scene of Lionheart being strangled to death by one of them, I thought, that could be me.
Let's move swiftly onward. What happened to Team Funky? Why weren't they seen with the rest of the group in Vacuo? I guess that's a spoiler question. Unless they're dead, you could tell us that they're dead. That's not a spoiler.
Budget cuts. I don't know. It's like... Oh,
damn. It's always those goddamn budget cuts, isn't it?
Snyder gets everything he wants.
Is the Hound potty trained? This is from Kitty Calamari.
This is controversial in the writing room.
Oh, okay.
But I do not believe anyone in RWBY has buttholes.
Oh, okay, so not even the Hound?
No.
Oh, okay.
No human or faunus character
no one poops.
Has a butthole. Nobody poops. You see that poop? Okay. You know that book, Everybody Poops?
Yeah.
Not in RWBY.
Okay. What does Salem do on a Saturday night?
Thinks about everyone who has wronged her.
Itemized
and the punishment that she knows she will eventually be able to lay upon their feet.
Yes.
Yeah, afflict upon them.
They also asked, does Neptune is secretly gay, but as we've already discussed, everyone is gay except for Sun.
Yes, and in fact, although he is slightly right, Neptune's the only one still in the closet.
Of course. So we have 2 more final questions.
Of course.
We have, why didn't Hunter tell us that she was the Summer Maiden? That you are the Summer Maiden.
Never had someone say something so nice to me before.
Oh, well, that's what these Q&As are all about. We would like to be nice to the writers, right? So why didn't you tell Noah that you were the Summer Maiden? Were you afraid of his reaction or response?
I think I was deserving of love.
Oh, well, I'm sure that Noah will accept this part of you. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. For our last question, though, I think that we need to address the elephant.
Oh, not the fucking time dilation!
Yes, we have to address it. This is from a man called Eddie Rivas, who I'm sure has no connection with your Eddie Rivas.
I can smell the incense just looking at him.
So let's talk about time dilation. Time dilation has been very controversial as a topic. Everyone is wondering where time dilation went. Weiss did it in volume 2 or something. Anyway, and so what is going on with time dilation?
Back when we did the World of Remnants, which were all my idea, and I'm deeply angry that they canceled them.
Right.
I wanted an entire series about the economics of dust.
Right.
But they didn't want to...
Taught by Ciel Soleil.
Exactly, but they didn't want it to be, oh, Hunter, no one's gonna watch a frickin' 45-minute Ken's Burnsian documentary about the history of dust.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it's cut, and then you lose all of the important information. Right. It was my Silmarillion, and that bastard took it from me.
Who, Bernie?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Anyways, the time dilation, right?
Yes.
It's extremely rare.
Right.
Right? And Weiss, the time dilation dust.
Oh, the dust. So it is dust.
It is, in fact, dust.
It is time dust.
Yes.
Okay.
And Weiss used the only supply, the global supply in that one fight scene.
Oh.
It was only about 1 milligram, or roughly the size of a grain of salt.
Yes.
It cost about $3 billion.
Oh, dear.
Because the only way to produce more of it, and once again, it was in the Dust special that they cut down to a measly 4 minutes? 4 minutes. Ridiculous. I wanted it to be made purely in a lab in Atlas, a super collider, much similar to the one they have in CERN, Switzerland.
Okay.
And that by randomly crashing atoms together could you hopefully hope to get time dilation dust.
Yes.
A microscopic, minuscule amount of it, especially more difficult when you consider that oftentimes when it is created, it is an unstable isotope and it destroys itself shortly after.
Okay.
That 1 milligram of it was a 1 in 50 quadrillion chance, I imagine.
All right.
And that Weiss, in a moment of her angst, steals it from her father and uses it in a fight.
So it is not, in fact, part of her semblance.
No, it's dust.
Dust.
Yes.
All right.
It is a very experimental form of dust.
I hope that satisfies.
In season 3, I wanted a prolonged scene where Weiss does pick up her phone from her dad, and they have a very long conversation about the stock prices.
Is that why he cuts off her credit card?
Yes.
Because she used all of the time, the billions of dollars of dust.
And they tell me, like, no, Hunter, they'll understand. She hasn't been calling. Like, people will relate to that. You don't need to give 3 hours of world building about the economy and dust exports. And my therapist tells me it's important to let go when people wrong you.
Of course.
And so I try to move on from the time dust and the cut volume 3 scenes.
People just keep fucking asking.
And they keep fucking asking. And they ask, is it a semblance? No, you idiot. It was about her. It was about her family.
It
was about her willingness to tank the stock price of Schnee Dust Company by stealing a gram of magic juice.
So I hope that this will satisfy the RWBY tubers that have been asking for an answer. How do you feel about some of these RWBY tubers and the questions they demand of you?
I mean, you're all right.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. And so, with that inconspicuous beep of Hunter's phone, I believe that means that it is time to go.
God damn it, Bernie.
I know. I know Bernie is still hounding you even though he doesn't even work there anymore. Can you believe that?
What time is it in Australia right now?
I know. Oh, all right. And so,
go to bed. You have a family.
So I hope that you all enjoyed this very official RWBY Q&A with Hunter. There was some laughter, there was some tears, there was some crying. Let us know if you would like us to do another one now that you have seen this one. I think you'd be willing to come back. It wasn't that bad, right? All right. At least nobody asked you what your favorite ship was, or if Crow was Ruby's father this time. It was pretty good.
They're not paying me, so I kind of needed the $20 you were paying me for this.
Yeah, I know. It do be like that. Maybe Rooster Teeth should pay Hunter better. All right, maybe we can rally for that with our large YouTube following here. And so I hope that you all enjoyed this Q&A. Thank you for Hunter for coming to answer these questions that a lot of writers are not bold enough to answer. And so I hope that you enjoyed.
They're not bold enough to do a lot of what I do.
Right, of course. And so we are graced with Hunter's presence, but we must say goodbye for now. So I hope that you enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye!